debate colon. I'll give you the link. I'll show you. The title will be whatever you want it to be. I mean, you want me to change the title? I'll change the title. I don't care.
No, it's yours. I was just.
No, but just so that you feel comfortable. I'm not here for clickbait. I'm here
I'm just
for.
asking that you don't
Mm,
make the title "Idiot Atheist
yeah,
Turns
you.
to God" or some garbage like that.
No, no, no. I would never do that. No.
Okay.
You can look at my channel. You can see all other videos. Very nice. I'm very transparent. And if somebody wants me to change the whatever any details of a video, I don't have a problem. I'll do that.
Sure
Like,
thing. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, no problem.
You live right now?
Yeah, we're live. And let me just, what else did I want? Oh, yeah, I think we got everything. Yeah, so we can begin. So you're an atheist, and you asked a good question.
Yeah.
So you're saying, what makes me smarter than other atheists?
Hmm.
So I just, when I talk to atheists and I listen to atheists, I see the problem in their atheism. And I don't. It's very difficult to be a real atheist. It's very, very difficult.
Well, it
So,
depends on what you define as. I think we should be clear about the definition of words. Like by true atheists, I mean, one could think that I'm
hmm
not a true atheist. Most
hmm
atheists are agnostic atheists, meaning
hmm
they don't. It's not that they don't think that there's a God. It's that they're
hmm
unconvinced that a
hmm
God or they don't think there's sufficient evidence for a God.
hmm
So it's yeah.
hmm Yeah. So that's
But
So
already.
is that what you meant by true atheism, by like complete denial of a God? Because I agree. I definitely agree that that's stupid. That like people just outrule every possible like it could be a god, it could be multiple gods, it could be like all these things, and to just like
hmm
completely deny it.
yeah, but it
Just
also doesn't really make sense, right? Mr. Slave probably only believes in one God. He doesn't believe in all the others. It was easy for him
uh,
to not believe in the others,
I'm an
he had
atheist.
clarified he
right?
was an
Yeah,
atheist.
I'm an
Oh,
atheist.
you're also an atheist.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
Who
that
created this channel then?
I did. My point is that uh, Trudeau's comment about agnosticism, that's already, I don't want to say dumb, but that's not atheism. And so that's a misunderstanding of atheism. So, so that's a problem.
What?
So how is it? Okay, so Wes, you tell me, how do you define atheism?
Someone who is not convinced that God exists.
Yeah, that's a problem because you could say that religious. Anyway, okay, I'll give you my definition and then you'll see. So I'm an atheist,
Hmm.
but I call myself an absolute atheist. It's not only that I'm an atheist. So, and as an
Hmm.
absolute atheist, I believe that everyone is an atheist, and people who claim to not be atheists are lying. That's my atheism. Not only am I not agnostic, I claim agnosticism is impossible, but atheism is mathematically. We'll have to go through the proof. I think, yeah, as far as I remember, atheism. Um, yeah, atheism is
I
the.
think.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Go on. Okay, so atheism is at least scientifically impossible. I'm sorry, nothing but atheism is scientifically impossible or scientifically undefined. So only atheism is scientifically defined. So anyway, that's my position.
Okay.
At least half
I
of it.
think,
Mm-hmm.
and you said that's your definition. Now I think this is the
Mm-hmm.
correct definition, but I'm not gonna be like an absolutist asshole and be like, oh, this is just because I want the definition to be this, that's what it means.
No,
I
nothing to
think
do with
maybe you're
want.
confusing
The-
anti-theism versus
no.
atheism.
No, I'm pro-theist. I actually like theists more than I like atheists. So no, I'm pro-theist. I actually like theists. So I'm not anti-theist.
I don't
used to
think
be.
that's, you know,
No,
yeah.
I used to hate people that belong to cults and such, but I've grown out of that phase. That was the first phase.
I have no
Mhm.
I have no problem with theists. I have problem with cults. So I guess you could say we're inverse there.
So I think by far most atheists belong to a cult. Atheism is a cult, unless you belong
It
to
is?
yes. It follows the definition of a cult. Yes.
It does.
Yes, of course. Definitely.
So
The question is what's
I'm interested. Could you?
the question is what's the definition of a cult? What's the definition of a
Yeah.
religion? So what you tell me, what's the definition of a religion?
So
Or a
I don't
cult?
want to come up with my own definition. So I'll
Go
just
ahead,
Google a
look it up.
definition. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
you can do whatever you want. You can make it up. The purpose of a definition is to have a conversation. It's just to synchronize
Okay.
our minds. Yeah, go ahead.
The belief in
Mhm.
and or worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a
No,
god or gods.
no, that's obviously wrong. I mean, there's many religions without a
Definitions
deity.
from Oxford Languages.
Yeah, come on. We know there's plenty of religions. We
Oxford is
can.
wrong.
There's no such thing as wrong. The purpose of definitions have a purpose. The purpose is to synchronize the minds of the people involved in a discussion. That's the purpose. Words. There's no right and wrong definition of any word. Words, words as part of a language, are Darwinistic creatures. Languages evolve alongside with creatures that speak the language. Like dolphins have their language, dogs and cats each have their language, and humans have their languages. So all these languages evolve side by side with the species. You could say that a language is a Darwinistic species in of itself. Anyway,
That's interesting.
yeah,
I think I actually agree with that.
yeah. So there is no Oxford
Never
is
looked at
right.
language that way.
Yeah. So there is no.
But
Go ahead.
at that point, like it gets a bit pedantic.
What do you
Like,
mean?
of course, I don't think a dictionary is objectively right, but
Mm-hmm.
you and me were conversing in the English language right now,
Yeah,
and
sure.
Oxford was written by more than reputable scholars and very educated people over
Yeah,
centuries.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
but
accept the Oxford, definition.
there's no, but I don't. So the purpose of the definition is to have a conversation. And once I don't
Yeah,
accept, I'm going to explain to you why I don't accept it. Because as far as I know, there are religions that have no deity. You can say we can make up a religion right now in which we believe in all sorts
Why
of.
does it matter, first of all, what the definition of religion is? Where do you get what do you want to get at? What's your point? What are you trying to say? This is
I
not
know what he's
going
trying to
anywhere.
say, and I
I
would
was
say
I was
I I
let me just
agree that re-
let me just answer
religion.
let me just
Sorry, go
answer
ahead.
yeah, let me just answer the
Why does it
question.
matter?
So my claim is that atheism is a religion. So it's very
Nice.
important to define religion and agree on the definition. Once we agree, you'll see that then you will see atheists.
What's your definition?
Well, we're about to discuss it, but somebody's blowing wind on their
Yo,
mic.
kick this guy, please, bro.
No. You gotta squash. Your wind is blowing on the mic and it's making a lot of noise.
Is that better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better.
So, but just in order for you to understand. So right now you don't see it, but once we'll discuss the definition of a religion, squash, you're making like noises. Maybe you can mute yourself unless you want to speak. Thanks. So once you will see, once you'll understand my definition of a cult and a religion, you'll suddenly see so many things are actually religions. It will blow your mind, and you will see the universe, at least humans and animals, you will see them in a different light, and amoebas, they will all, you're gonna think you're in the Matrix, that suddenly you're Neo and you're able to see the code behind
Can you
all
get to the
these.
point, please?
Yes, I can get to the point, please. So what's the definition of a religion? So Oxford says it has to do with a deity, but right, we
No, it
can
doesn't.
definitely. It didn't say deity.
It
Or-
says worship of a superhuman power or powers. It doesn't say a deity in specific. It could just be a power.
Oh, then fantastic, even better. That's even better. But even that, I would say, is not true, because like you can have a religion that is only involves ceremonies, just ceremonies, that you have to go through ceremonies. Um, Imagine just a ceremonial cult. It's just a cult of ceremonies. There's no worship. There's just, you have to go through this, like Friday night they do this ceremony, and Saturday they do this, and then like, and they all wear certain clothes, and I mean, when you look at them, they are a cult, and they all say good morning, and they say like comrade or whatever. They invent words for each other. They speak their inner language, and for all intents and purposes, it looks like a cult. They don't worship anything, but they live with their own rules, and it's like a very tightly knit community. So you would
So yeah,
agree that it's a cult, even though
by
there's
that
no.
definition, everybody is a cult.
Oh, okay, we're beginning to get
Like
somewhere.
beavers are cultists. Um, Humans, every single human is a cultist. Dogs are cultists.
Yeah, that's my
So
point.
similar behavior patterns don't indicate a cult.
Then what is a cult? Then what is a cult? But you
A system
agree.
of
The next
religious
definition. Jesus Christ,
veneration
we're
and
not getting anywhere.
devotion directed towards a particular figure or object.
But what if
You know
what
what
if
you do? You start talking, and then you come you're at the point where you don't know the definition of word, and then we switch to that word. What's the definition of a cult? And then we go to a cult. What's the definition of a religion? What's the, it's not getting anywhere. What are you trying to say? What's your argument? You have not stated any arguments. You're just talking.
you
I
don't have to
concur.
be whoever is not enjoying this conversation, I'm not holding you, I'm not tying you down. The door, the same door you walked in through is the same door you can walk out through. So it's up to you. I mean, if you're not enjoying this,
Well, I'm aware of that.
so this took me many years to figure out. And once I realized it, it helped me, see life in a completely different light. All life, but of course humans and human cults, and now that I understand that everything is a cult, I cannot judge anymore, any one cult over any other cult. I can judge, but at least I have some reference frame.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I think you're
When he used the term,
oversimplifying. He's
Why is the title
oversimplifying
atheists are
his.
dumb then? If you don't judge.
No, I'm
Yeah, I don't get how this means atheists are dumb either. But
He doesn't judge.
I'm willing to entertain this talking point, even though I don't think it makes very much sense. But you're oversimplifying your own definition of cult. Like you
Mm.
said,
I was going to
you
say, I
can't
would use the
judge
term
other
tribe
cults.
or tribal.
Yeah, that's that, or culture, better yet, or
Or
Yeah,
community.
right.
or actual words we use.
But I don't think
Um,
atheism could be grouped into a single tribe, right? I mean, certainly
no,
people locally would be able to identify and create small
and
groups, small tribes.
atheism isn't even like a tribe. It's like a thought. It's a thought process. That's like saying
It's the
people who like
lack of a belief.
cheeseburgers.
How can you form a group over the lack of a belief in
Exactly.
something?
Yeah.
Well, I see why that makes sense. Though when you're living in a culture that's mostly surrounded by people that have that belief, I see how that separates you as an identifiable group.
But
Sure,
anyways, I
sure.
wanted to continue saying, you're being
But there's nothing to
dishonest
talk
here.
about. That's my point.
Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Slave,
No one has ever organized a group because of a lack of a belief. That makes no fucking sense.
Mr. Slave, I got a question for you.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
What is your opinion of this caption? Look in the side chat. The Christian priest is being punished by his pagan mistress.
Awesome. Perfect. But the reverse is also awesome. So you can
Ooh.
have a Christian priestess punishing an atheist. That's even better.
Except that's not an atheist. That's a pagan.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't
Who
matter.
What do
gives
you
a
think
fuck
about
what that is, man?
Mr. Slave, what do you think about this one?
I think it's awesome. I think it's perfect.
I think I'd be down. I wouldn't mind being a Christian if that's what I got.
You making those with Dolly? What are you using to make those?
Oh my god.
Not JPT. Let me see if I can find other ones.
Yeah, what I would do for a pagan baddie? Anything. I would do anything.
Here, here's another one,
okay.
Mr. Slave.
Oh my god, bro! You've been doing this
Where?
in every chat, bro.
Hold on,
Take a
Mr.
break,
Slave.
man.
No, I got it. Okay, so he put in her sacred grove, and she didn't like that.
That's perfection. That is literal perfection.
Why is her finger so long? Is that like a pagan power? She can extend her finger.
It flaps.
It's the angle.
I was
It's the
thinking Mr.
angle.
Slave would like.
No, she's very good. She's a very good person. He's just a terrible boy, and he needs to be punished. So let's get back to our discussion.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, so you said you've been more accepting of these cults because you realize everything is just a cult.
Yes.
Facts. You should learn. Should learn from all the information we have.
If we use your definition of a cult, there are cults within cults,
Yeah.
So
Of
like,
course.
just a super simple example. A school, by your definition, is a cult because they're all children. They all go to this
People
place.
is a cult.
Yeah,
All
and
the people in
a
this room are a
group of
cult right now.
a group
Yeah.
of friends are a cult, and you have such like a
Yeah.
vague
Yeah.
definition, and it seems kind of rage baity, but I'm willing to humor it for a little bit more longer,
Yeah, he
like a
must be
little longer,
trolling.
unless you have like a good argument.
No.
And,
No. I'm being honest. Why would I be rage?
It took you
baity?
years to figure that out, and you're still
Yes.
wrong.
That is cringy.
yeah, and by that logic, like, I'm gonna compare myself to a Christian. My best
Yes.
friend Eric is a Christian. I don't
Mhm.
agree with his beliefs. We like a lot of the same stuff. We like Star Wars. We like Lord of the Rings. We like Halo. We
Mhm.
went to the same college. We
Mhm.
Sounds like a cult to
were in
me.
the same friend group. We have
Mhm.
completely different beliefs on the origin of life and
No, you
everything.
don't.
Does that mean we're in the same cult? Like,
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't. You
Yeah.
don't have different beliefs. You
yeah, we
say
do.
It's like
We
us.
do.
you say, or he says that he has different beliefs, and
He
some of the
does.
beliefs.
Mm.
That's what you say.
You're calling cap. Yeah, you
That's what
calling
he
cap
says.
on it.
That's what he
That's
says.
Cap
asinine.
stuff.
Yeah, people say different things for
Mhm.
different reasons. This has
Yep.
nothing to do with actual
Yep.
beliefs.
And the ball is round.
Yeah, he's not. You, no, everyone's a Christian, guys. Everyone's
No,
a
no,
Christian. He's just pretending.
No, this guy came in
He's
late.
saying it's the other way around.
Yeah, everybody's
Oh,
an
everyone's an
atheist.
atheist? No,
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is an atheist. Yeah, because if you're not jumping off a bridge, you're
So
an atheist.
he's a Christian. He has completely different understanding and concept of reality.
How do you know that?
But
No, you don't
because
know
he's
that.
my
that,
best
'cause he
friend
told
and I've
you?
known
No.
him for half my life,
No, because
So
he
you
says he
believe him?
does.
You believe him even though he's a liar?
I've spent just as much time with him as like his brother has.
Well, I agree that he might
Okay.
say these things.
I know him
and-
very well.
Look, he might have been able to fool himself in
Dude,
order.
Mhm.
why
Yeah, he might have been able to fool
argue?
himself.
Yeah.
Even
It's
if
his
he was able to
friend.
fool himself, it's still what he believes.
100%. 100%. He's just
Are you
fooling himself.
skeptical about everything, Mr. Slave?
Yes.
No, he's just skeptical about this because he's not acting. It's one thing to say you're something or you believe something. It's a different to act as if you are.
He didn't even
Right?
finish
So
his
he's not
story.
acting out his
He
out his
does.
belief.
He goes to
right?
church. He does
No,
act out his belief.
No. That's acting like an atheist, right? An atheist would go to church. Right?
Yeah, right.
So he's
I'm so
not.
confused,
he's
bro. This
not.
this
I'm very
conversation
confused
is
as
just
well.
pointless.
Good night, guys.
Yeah.
There's many atheists that go to church. He's acting like an atheist.
I'm sorry,
The
Mr.
church-
Slave. I mean, I don't
the
want to sound
church-
like a jerk, but this conversation seems kind of pointless. If you want to talk about something else, then we can. But this kind of just seems like rage bait. And even if you do believe it, I mean, I'm not really interested in changing your mind or talking about it further because this is just kind of a
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
yeah. This is
Look.
kind of a dumb ideology.
Look, I mean, it's kind of difficult to have to have a good discussion when it's one with many. So, and a lot of their, what they had to say was funny. So, I played along. But if you want to have a truly deep discussion, it would be different than what we basically had until now. Just a little bit different.
Yeah, so I don't think it needs to be any deeper than the question I asked, where you claim that you know my friend better than he knows himself or I know him.
Yeah.
So my friend does act on his beliefs. He goes to church.
Oh, just move
Yeah.
on.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
whoever
I'm-
doesn't.
You're right. I should not do this.
Yeah, move on. What do you want to talk about, man?
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, if you guys want to change topic, you're welcome to.
Do you have any
introduce-
other reasons why atheists are dumb? If you have any other ones that make sense.
I mean, I didn't even
Atheists
explain
aren't
to you.
dumb. They're just ugly.
I didn't explain to you why atheists are dumb. We didn't even get there.
So is this gonna involve the whole everything is a cult discussion that we had? If it is,
Wait
then
one
tell me
second.
now and
Let
I
me
can
let me
just-
just remember. You're not an atheist. You agree that you're not an atheist.
I agreed that I am an atheist.
But you said you're an agnostic.
Agnostic atheist. Agnostic
No,
and agnostic atheist are different.
no. You're
So-
agnostic. You're not an atheist.
So the word corn is very similar to the word porn, but they have completely different definitions. Just because they sound similar doesn't mean they're the same thing.
What? I'm not talking about sounding. I'm saying you
No,
defined what? hmm Go ahead.
So just because similar words are used together, that doesn't mean the two
But
words can't
you-
form together to make a different word.
Why? I'm not saying. I'm not judging. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying you said about yourself that you are agnostic. You didn't. The way you
No,
define.
I said I'm an agnostic atheist.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Okay. So agnosticism is belief in a god, not any specific god.
No,
Agnostic atheism is the
No.
position of.
Wait. Hold on. Wait.
I'm
I'm
bored.
confused. No.
I'm actually bored.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk about something fruitful. You guys are
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
stupid.
Joe Rogan.
Let's have some high level fruitage going on, man. What are we talking about?
I mean,
I don't know. I
let me add some
yeah. I don't really
friends
want to.
here.
This is kind of boring.
Okay. I mean, you keep saying that. I
But
showed
like this
you.
isn't going anywhere, and I can't.
But-
You know.
But I showed you that. Oh, you're still here? Look, I showed you that
Yeah.
you're not an atheist, but you say that you are. I don't understand
Wait,
what
so
you
how
are.
did you show me?
You said that you're agnostic. Agnostic means you're not sure if there is a God, right? You don't know if there is a God, right? That's agnostic.
No, I'm a agnostic space atheist.
So, but
that-
how?
It's not an
as,
uncommon term.
as an atheist, you must believe there is no God. You believe there is no God.
I'm not super. It's an uncertain position.
So
It's
that's
like saying
agnosticism. So you're
So-
agnostic. You're not an atheist. Why do you say you're an atheist?
no. Agnosticism is belief. I have lack of a belief.
What do you mean? A means lack. Agnostic that means I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yes. Means I don't believe. It doesn't mean I'm not willing to
A
accept
means
it.
none. A means none.
Well, okay, whatever. Look, the
Non-
point is,
Non-theist.
okay, but you're okay. So are you?
Okay, sure. Let's just say I'm an atheist. Let's just say it for fun that I'm not an agnostic atheist.
No,
I'm an
you're
atheist.
not. But you're
Sure.
not. So what's your proof that there is
Okay.
no? What's your proof?
So let me
Then what's your
let me
proof?
here. Hang on. Let's stop you. Oh my God! Please stop.
What's your proof? What's your proof?
Okay, so I won't use words. I'll explain to you my belief. So I don't think a God exists. My position is that I believe there isn't enough evidence for a God. I believe that there
So
could
there
at
might
some
be a
point be
God.
enough evidence. Oh my God, I'm going, bro.
Hey, hold on. I think you're spitting absolute gibberish. So keep going, please.
Who?
Me?
Both of you.
Both of us. That's good.
Nah, listen. It's so simple, but I mean,
It's so
I
simple.
love you guys.
Are you an atheist,
Yeah.
Ira?
No, I'm a Christ.
You're a
Can you
Christ.
christen me? Because I'm like atheist and I'm like dumb as shit. I'm like retarded. So can you like christen me or something?
Yeah,
I'm
you can talk to this
Christ, is
guy.
what I said.
Oh my God, this Trudeau guy. I thought he's a good guy, but he got upset. Everything I said got him upset. He basically proved that atheists are dumb. If I needed proof.
Oh yeah, I'm atheist and I'm like retarded as shit. Can you like make me not retarded?
Yes, I can help you with that. I can do it. But
Yeah,
in
please.
order for you to be in order for me to unretard you, you need to first learn to be an atheist. Are you ready?
Mm.
Are you ready?
Go on.
Are you ready to learn the ways of the atheism?
Sure.
Okay. So, an atheist, the belief of the atheist is that there is no God. It's more than a belief. There cannot be a God, or God is undefined. God cannot be because it's undefined. If something is undefined, can it be? Can you claim that something is even possible if you cannot define it?
I don't know. I'm not an atheist.
No, nothing to do
But
with
you
being an
just said
atheist.
you're an atheist. You
No,
literally said you're an atheist. What are you talking about?
I moved to irrelevance. No. It's irrelevant. I made a claim about language. Can you, just in language or in logic, can you make a claim about something if I tell you it's undefined? You ask me what is this word? I tell you it's undefined. This word is undefined. Okay, then you say, okay, my next step is let's prove that it exists.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
rational?
Yeah.
Is it rational to
Yeah.
discuss the existence of something that is undefined? Is it even rational? Can we understand what we're doing? Or are we pooping our pants?
I don't exactly get your point here, as God has been well defined through like the books and stuff.
No,
I
just
seriously don't
define.
understand what you're trying to accomplish here. Like, I
He
mean,
asked
I'm
you.
agnostic, right?
He asked you a very. First of all, you said you were atheist when you first came in here, but it's all good. You have amnesia.
No, I came
But
here to fuck
second, he
around,
asked
but
you a very basic question, which is that X is undefined.
right?
Can you comment about X?
Exactly.
No, because you don't
Is
know
it-
what the properties are.
Okay.
It's undefined. It's undefined. If X is undefined, can you make any further comment about X?
No, because you don't know what the properties are. You don't know what it is you're defining. Because it hasn't been defined.
Fantastic. So if we say that God is undefined, then that's it. That's the end of the discussion. That is atheism. Atheism is God is undefined. That's the end of the discussion. That's atheism. God,
Mic drop. That's
God
a
is
mic drop right
complete.
there, baby.
God is completely gone. It completely disappears, even from speech. That's
Well, that's because the atheists like
Uh-huh.
retards, though. They
Yeah.
like can't fathom anything bigger than themselves. And
I
I consider that as
know.
an agnostic. I'm just unsure if like which one's fucking true. Like,
Anyway,
So that's
so
not what the agnostic position is.
well, it's my position. There are like thousands of fucking gods,
No,
and
no.
one of them's gonna be right, surely.
Being unsure, it doesn't make you agnostic.
it basically makes you religious. It basically makes you Descartes, which is a Christian.
Agnostic, a person who holds the view that any ultimate reality, such as God, is unknown and probably unknowable.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly. So
that's
you're
what
not
every
unsure of something. You have a view. You
yeah.
have a
That's
point
basic.
of view. You have a perspective.
Yeah, that's basically being a religious cultist. You are just a religious cultist. You're no different than any other religious cultist that believes in some
A person who does
probability.
not have a definite belief whether God exists or not.
Yeah,
And that
pretty
is me.
much. Anyway, that's not an atheist.
No, it's not, and I'm not an atheist.
Well, if you call
Atheists who
yourself,
just deny everything are like super small-minded and just retarded in general.
well, then you agree that atheists are dumb.
Yeah, for the most part.
No, atheists are dumb for many reasons. But
Like the atheist standpoint is dumb, but I wouldn't call them as like people dumb.
No, atheists aren't dumb. They're just
no,
unattractive.
they're high IQ. Atheists are high IQ usually. But the way atheists define atheism doesn't
Okay,
make
so now that we've gone through the weeds, is there more to this, or
well, is there more to this?
yeah?
So
Like, is it just semantics or
it's not
syntax, or is
it's
there?
not semantics. What do you mean? This is not we now need to show why God is undefined. We didn't do that. Just asserting God is undefined is nonsense. Of course God is defined. But if we were to
Oh no, you're
Mhm.
you're
What?
talking about
Mhm.
we're talking about the definitions of agnostic atheism.
No, God.
God.
Just God. I don't
Yeah. So that's semantics.
definition is semantics?
Yeah, arguing about the definitions of words
No,
is
I'm not
semantics.
arguing. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing
Well,
about
even talking about it is a semantical discussion. So
well,
I
but
don't.
we need to we need to define God in order to have a conversation. But if we discover
Yeah, that would still be. I don't know what you don't get. Like, I know every Discordian tries to use this word as like a negative thing, but it doesn't have to be negative. It'd still be semantical. It's just you can say it's necessary, but still semantics.
No. I want to have a discussion about God. In order to have a discussion about God,
Yeah.
we need to define God. Otherwise, whatever
Okay.
I say and you say, we haven't synchronized what we're talking about.
Yeah. So you want to continue with semantics? That's fine.
No. What do you mean continue with semantics? We want to have a debate, right? We want to have some realization about the universe. The purpose of a debate is to discover together.
Yeah, but you're fixating on this undefined word, semantics.
I didn't undefine God yet. For now, I
But
didn't.
I don't know what's so complicated.
That's not what I said.
You're talking about the definition of God, right? So
Yeah.
that's a semantical discussion. I'm asking you, do you want to continue the semantical discussion? That's it. That's all I'm asking.
But every discussion has to be based on semantics. If you don't have the discussion,
Sometimes, yeah.
if you don't have that discussion, then you're just assuming a synchronicity of semantics, which is fine, but
Yeah.
it's based on semantics. I mean, any discussion is based on language, which is based on words, which are defined in places such as dictionaries. So you cannot you cannot achieve any conclusion, any debate, any result. You cannot have science without language. I don't see how.
I don't know why you have to. I don't know why you're going on about this like ad nauseum. Like that's fine at all. You would still be having a semantical discussion.
No, but every discussion is semantical. Literally every discussion, including a mathematical discussion, including a logical discussion. Every discussion is semantical. you calling my discussion, you reducing this specific discussion to semantics, you're just using it as a pejorative to
I already.
to
Oh, you're so funny, man. You're
yeah
so funny. I already said
yeah.
I'm not doing that. Already said I'm not doing that. I'm just asking you the question, so you don't have
Then
to
I
lecture me about
okay. Look, if you
this.
really want to understand my position is not at all semantic. It's the last thing
What?
I
You just
want.
said every discussion has to do with semantics. Now you're saying
Yes.
you're going to have a
No,
discussion
no,
that
I
has
didn't say
nothing to do with
no,
semantics.
no, it didn't have has to do. I said is founded on, is basically, I mean, it's built on semantics. Every discussion is built on semantics. Every discussion is based
Okay, so
on
it has every discussion at its foundation has to do with semantics,
no,
correct?
it doesn't have to do. It's built on. Not
Okay,
that
how is
it's
something built upon something if that's not the foundation?
whatever you're saying right now, every word, that's semantics. We're just
Yeah, that's
assuming
cool and all. I don't care, right? So
it's
how
based
are you
on.
something you're building something upon is a foundation, right?
Yeah.
So if discussions are built upon semantics, semantics
Mhm.
is a foundation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so every conversation or discussion at its foundation has to do with semantics, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so why'd you disagree with that before? What the heck is
Because
going on here?
no, because it's not. I mean, because when you're saying it has to do, it's more than it has to do. It's founded on. If you want to just ignore the foundation and just claim that it's just correlation, that's fine.
What's
You're
going on here? What's happening?
look.
That's fine. Okay, continue with what you were talking about. God, define God for us.
No, the next step is to show that, right? We need to prove that God cannot be defined.
Then no, I'm not doing that.
You're not doing
Okay,
that?
so God cannot be defined. So you can't believe in God, correct?
Well, we cannot relate to God in any way as long as we discover that we cannot define it.
So you can't even believe in it because it's not defined, right? You have to
Right. You
something has
cannot
you have to
believe
there has to be
it.
something you're believing in.
You cannot do anything with it. You cannot relate to
Right,
it.
so you can't be religious, is what you're saying.
Well, depends on religion. I mean, if your religion depends on
Yeah.
right, it depends if your religion depends on belief in a God that cannot be defined, then yeah, your religion is in trouble. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. All right.
Mhm.
So what are you? Are you Christian or atheist? What are you?
I'm an atheist, but I'm the only one in known history.
Okay, yeah, me and you. Okay. But yeah, okay, cool. That sums up the discussion.
No, not at all. This is not even the beginning. We didn't go through the
Like,
proof.
what more is there to talk about?
We
Fuck
didn't
is
go through
wrong
the
with you?
proof. What do you mean? Just me asserting that God is
Fuck,
undefined?
no.
How can you agree that God is undefined? Of course, everybody knows what God is. How can
Oh
you
no,
just
you just
accept?
expect. Yeah,
I didn't.
why are you begging for disagreement? It's so funny.
What do you mean? What's
Bro,
funny?
we're all in concordance, bro. God is
I don't.
undefined.
No, I
Cool.
didn't prove
What's the
that God.
proof?
This
No, we don't care about the proof, man. We
demonstrate.
trust you.
What do you mean? You can use a dictionary to see
We
the
trust
definition.
you. You're
No. What do you mean
a trusted
trust?
authority, man. I trust you over the dictionary.
No, no, we cannot do that. It is not acceptable behavior. We punish such behavior. No.
I
No.
can't trust you.
No, I shall not be trusted. I'm not a trustee of the God. Not a trustee.
Okay. Give us your proofs, man. Give us your proofs.
My proofs. My proofs. It's not a proof. So I'm going to demonstrate that God is undefined. Let's demonstrate that we cannot, try as we might, we cannot define God. So before I attempt such a futile endeavor, as we say, why don't you, Mr. Ira, try to define God, and I will demonstrate that you have failed. Go ahead.
Well, by the way, I kind of just say I find it. You're so funny. You're so funny. It's like you're literally like, I'm going to create an issue, and I'm going to solve that issue that I just created. That's like genius level work.
Well, as
Like,
long as you
I
agree,
fucking love that.
as long as you agree that I'm funny and that I'm a genius, I'll take it as a compliment. I don't know how much you mean it. But most people
100%,
don't.
you should. You should, man.
Most people don't get that I'm trying to be funny. They don't get. I wouldn't say I'm a genius, but I do have incredible revelations that took me years to acquire.
Okay, but
100%. It didn't take me that long to acquire them though, but I respect it.
Wait,
we all
but you
have our own
said
path.
you said you're a Christian, right?
I am a Christian. Christ.
Yeah. So, as the name of the room suggests, you're probably one of the only ones who
even-
can actually
I wouldn't even say
understand
I'm a
me.
Christian. I would just say I wouldn't even say I'm a Christian. I would say I'm Christ.
What does that mean? What is the definition of
Wait,
Christ?
you're Christ?
You're the
Yeah, I
Savior.
would say I'm Christ.
You are the Savior. You are the.
No.
Christ just means Savior.
No.
No. In Latin.
No. When I in the Bible, it tells us he who does right is righteous, like
Mhm.
he is righteous.
Okay,
It's like he there,
okay.
God, right? So when I say I'm Christ, it's like I'm righteous, so I'm Christ.
Ah, so you do like Christ, okay.
But that's correlation. That's not the definition. You're not Christ. If you emulate something, that doesn't make you that thing unless you emulate it perfectly. Do you emulate
Yeah.
Christ perfectly? Who are you?
I don't have to. I don't have to.
Oh, you just
That's
need
like
to
saying
want
when somebody
to?
calls himself. Yeah. When somebody calls himself a Christian, like, do you follow Christ perfectly? Well, no, they don't have to do that. In fact, and no Christian would say they follow Christ perfectly, right? So it's not entailed in this definition, right? It's just the mind itself, the point.
Listen, it's awesome. I like that. That's really awesome. Because when I used to belong to cults, like my life was miserable. But by your definition, it's you actually you have a great life. That's good. Anyway, so back to our dilemma of God. So you want to try and define God for us, Ira, or Gory Trim? Who wants to define God?
To define God?
Yeah.
Yeah, define God. I'm going to demonstrate that we cannot define God. So just try.
Like to know what exactly is God?
Even approximately.
Like, I mean, yeah, we can't say for sure what, I mean, we can't defy God, like, to perfection, but we just know that he's there and that's it.
Okay. What do you
We
mean?
just know that he created us.
Well, that's already a second trait. Let's start with one trait. You just know that he's there, right? You said that, right?
Yeah, he's there.
God isn't reduced to attributes or traits.
Whoa! So
Yeah.
you agree that God is undefined?
Yeah, it's probably undefinable.
Oh,
Like
then
there
you
cannot,
go.
Ineffable.
we cannot
Well,
comprehend God. That's
Oh
how
my
higher
God!
he is.
Then you
No,
answer.
no.
You've done.
Incorrect. No, incorrect. You can
you dem-
comprehend. You can
Wait.
comprehend. It's just that there's
Ira,
ineffability.
Ira, but you're beginning to see the problem, right? Because we already proved that if
No.
God is undefined, it's the end of that discussion. And you can hear the way people speak
Oh.
of God. They destroy any attempt to
I
define
believe
it.
it's only one God, and that's it.
There's no issue for me, but maybe for a lot of others, there's an issue. Yeah.
But that's fine. But so but you're beginning to see the problem. Nevertheless,
I
let's
love the problem actually.
You love the problem?
Yeah, I mean, this is
If the
awesome.
problem exists, if we can demonstrate that God is undefined, that's the end of that discussion. That's it. We cannot.
What discussion?
The word God cannot be mentioned ever again. because we cannot
Mm,
relate.
mm.
We cannot relate to
Is the
something
word
that
is the word undefined? Is the word undefined defined?
I mean, that's a problem with words. I mean, no, sorry, that's the problem.
Okay, so you can't.
No, let me just fix that. That's the problem with any system because of the incompleteness theorem. So
Oh,
there is no ground
oh,
truth
interesting.
to any system. So every system
So
is
that
based
doesn't answer
on
my question, though, right?
yes. Must,
Yeah. So
what do you mean?
so is your answer? Is there a definition for the word undefined?
There's no a definition. We can define every word in order to have a discussion.
Okay, so there's yes or no. Is there a
Mm.
definition for undefined?
I don't have to answer with yes or no.
Well, it's either there's a definition or there's not, right? Can there be half a definition? Does that make sense to
no,
you?
that's not even, that's not, the sky is not 7. 7 does not apply to any trait of the sky. So you cannot ask
Okay,
me,
so
you cannot say, is there a definition, yes or no? Because that's not relevant to
Yeah.
definitions. Definitions are what
well,
we do.
hold on,
Let me just finish.
hold on.
Wait,
Okay,
let me
oh,
just
oh, my bad.
let me finish. So definitions is what we create in order to have a conversation.
Okay, so do words either have definitions or they don't have definitions?
It's neither, none of the above. Words.
So words don't have definitions then, since it's none of the
a,
above.
a
Words don't have
word,
definitions.
a
Words have
word.
definitions, what do you mean, bro?
During a conversation, we can decide to agree on a definition or on another
Okay, so a word
definition.
either in a discussion, does a word either have a definition or doesn't have a definition?
No, that doesn't apply. We need to.
Okay, so
We need to. A
so is there a
word.
word that exists that has a definition?
The words don't exist. Well, I mean,
Oh Lord.
What do you mean, bro?
Oh Lord. Oh, this is gonna get worse for you, man. This is gonna get yo, you should probably take that back, man.
Bro, words
That's like,
exist.
I know
What
you're
do you
too
mean?
stubborn to take that back, but you probably should.
I could, but look, if you want, listen, look, I'm not saying something revolutionary. I'm saying languages evolve side by side with like humanity, and words as part of languages evolved. So words evolved to express certain emotions, feelings, experiences. So there is no definition to each word. Each word is a Darwinistic creature with its life cycle.
Bro, you just said words. You just said, I asked you, in a conversation, do words have a definition? You said, well, words don't exist. Are you saying because words don't exist, they can't have a definition?
No, okay, forget it. Let me take that back about don't exist.
The way you answer this, you're trapped, by the way.
No,
but,
no,
you
I'm
know.
not trapped.
Like does a conversation
No,
exist?
no one-
Does conversation
no
Like,
one-
either way you answer this, it's over, right?
No,
like,
well,
are we,
I'll
no
let
one-
you go
are we
ahead.
even talking right now?
No one is trapped. We're not.
So, Slave, what's your answer to my question?
Look, if you think I'm trapped, then you. That's not a conversation.
Did he die? What is this?
No.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Maybe internet connection. Maybe internet connection.
Now all of a sudden his internet is out? What's going on?
Wait,
This
you
is
can't hear me?
What's going on?
Wait, you lost me?
Oh no, we can't hear you. No.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, we lost you.
Wait, you
Wait,
lost
answer
me?
my question.
Wait, can you hear me?
Answer my question. We can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay,
Answer your
answer the
question?
question.
What's the question?
Okay, so I asked you, in a conversation, do words have definitions? You said, well, words don't exist. Are you saying that because words don't exist, they can't have a definition?
Okay. Can I retract that? Would you accept my retraction of that
100%.
statement?
100% you can retract that. I was hoping you would retract that. My God, 100% you can.
Okay, so good. So instead of that statement, do you have any questions? But where are we in the conversation right now? Because I think at this point my proof is pretty much complete, and you should accept it. So just ask me questions about
what?
the entire thesis. Any questions at this point will be received.
Well, I don't even
gladly.
know. Well, your proof is we can't define God.
No,
But
I'm
then,
not saying I cannot.
your proof is God is undefined. But
Well,
if
you
you're saying something
heard.
is undefined, what does that
Well,
mean?
yeah, I mean, we were speaking, and you heard
Oh.
Gory Trim saying things to the effect of "It's God is undefined," and you seem to also have agreed and expanded and expounded. What's going on? Question from. Mhm. So, Ira, you seem to have expanded and expounded on this notion that God is undefined. So my job is done because I already said in the beginning that if something is undefined, that ends that conversation. So we can no longer relate to God.
Oh,
That's
whoa,
the end of that.
hold on.
Fine.
Don't get out of the kitchen now because it's getting hot,
No,
man. Because I
I
agreed.
I didn't leave. I'm here.
Because I agreed to your definition, and then you said, "Well, no, you haven't heard my proofs." So now I'm asking, what's your proof?
Proof of what?
You
We
told
already-
me. You said you had proofs for why we didn't.
No,
Oh yeah,
I said I will
Gory, you were talking
demonstrate.
about proofs, right?
No. I took the word. I didn't repeat the word proof. It's just a demonstration. There's no proof here because
Oh,
there's no proof is not relevant to something that we agree is undefined. I cannot relate to something that is undefined. It's the end of the conversation. If we all agree something is undefined, that ends the conversation. The word God should never be brought up again. Period. Ever, never.
What do you mean? Say, what do you mean? I mean, God, like the creator, bro. Like, what do you mean?
yeah, but I don't. Why can't we bring up things that are undefined?
Plus ratio, Christian Tard. Isaac was 3.
Yeah. Like, even if it's undefinable, that doesn't mean that it's not doesn't exist.
But look, so we started the conversation by saying, in general, if something is undefined, can you relate to it in any way? If it's undefined, if I tell you X is undefined,
If I
Is
can,
there-
if I can rely, if I can relate to God, like
no. If X is undefined,
Yeah,
I tell you there is X. X. You ask me what is X? I tell you X. It's undefined. Can we further state now anything about X? Once we know it's undefined, can we say anything else about X? That's my question.
Okay, you actually want my honest opinion about that?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, my honest opinion is depends. I would
Fine.
say so. In a sense, yes. In a sense,
Okay.
yes. So
Okay.
so you can, depending on
Mhm.
if you accept that not everything is going to be reducible to words. So there are things like emotions that you can feel that
Mhm.
you can never really define what an emotion is. It wouldn't do it justice. You can try to, but it would never do it fully justice.
That's
You have to
fine.
feel it. You have to
That's
experience it.
fine. That's fine.
So I would say God in that same sense would be talked about. Like I wouldn't define God as as these certain attributes, but you can define. But there's a feeling is why I would talk about God.
That's fine. But look, if I start asking you questions about this notion, this word God, and at one point you tell me, well, it's undefined, then I just need you to agree that that should end the conversation. Anytime you say it's undefined, that should end the conversation. You have to agree to that. If right? Am I right or wrong? We said if I tell you about X, whatever X is.
I absolutely agree with that.
Okay, so that's it. So as long as you're willing to define God, we can relate to it. But as soon as you tell me it's undefined, that ends the conversation.
Well, hold
That
on though.
completely
Yeah, I would
seals.
agree with you on that.
Okay.
So this is the disconnect, right? This is the
Okay.
logical disjointment, which is that you're saying that Well, if you say God is undefined, then there's no discussion. Like I already agree with that. But
Okay.
and then you make the statement, which is incorrect, that this doesn't follow that. Therefore, unless you define God, then there is no discussion to be had. Because once again, you can understand things without being able to define them.
Look, no. If I'm asking for a definition and I'm not getting an answer, I'm not getting a definition, then the conversation stops. I cannot continue the conversation. I cannot relate to this word unless you define it. If you tell me it's undefined, if you're unwilling to give me a definition, okay, then that ends the conversation. That's it.
Or
My
for you, sure.
That's it. No, for you too.
Yeah, I would agree for you. No problem. Yeah.
No, for you, for anyone who continues the
No,
conversation.
because
Yes.
because
If you
if somebody
continue,
was unable, if
Look.
somebody was unable to, no, incorrect. Because if somebody was unable to define red to me, that wouldn't end the discussion. I would still know what they were talking about.
no, but with
So
red,
no, that's not big.
no. So a blind person, if he says red to you, I don't know what he means. So either he retracts, he has to define red to me in some way that I can relate to how a blind, let's say he was born blind, he never saw colors. So or he's colorblind.
Yeah.
Colorblind, fine. But if he was born completely blind, without eyes, born without eyes, so what does it mean to him, color red? I don't know. I honestly, to me, it means something, but to him,
Yeah, but
I don't
that's
see.
my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have
Namely?
it. You can have a conversation about things without defining them if you
No.
already have experience with those things.
No, that's called
So
that's called
the
lying.
point. Is that
No,
if you don't have
no, that's
But-
lying. That's
okay,
pretend.
hold
No,
on. So
because
if we both have an experience about
yes.
okay, if we both have an experience with red, right?
Yes.
And we're talking about red, and we neither of us can define it. Do you think we
Yes.
can no longer talk about it?
Look,
Huh?
if we both
Say?
experience. Gory Trim, did you say something?
No.
Okay. Look, Mr.
Can
Ira.
you define red in such a way that it would tell me the color of it?
Of course. One, I mean, we can.
Go ahead.
We can, no, I mean, we're not using words, but just demonstrating. I could show you what I see as red. I can.
Well, that's my point.
What
That's my
is your
point,
point?
right?
What do you mean?
So show someone something.
Yes.
That's an experience, right?
Yes.
It's like I can
yes.
just I can point to what I
Very
think is
good.
red, right?
Fantastic.
And we can
yes.
have a discussion. Now, if I say red to you, you already
Mhm.
know things that are red, right?
Yes.
Assuming you're not colorblind, right?
Yes.
So I don't need even if we both say yeah, okay, well we can't define red to us together. We can still
Yes.
talk about things that are red.
Correct.
You can still say an apple is reddish.
Correct.
Right? Okay. So okay. What's the issue?
That's fine because we both experience red. But if I never
Well, that's
experienced,
my point. You
Wait.
disagreed with that earlier, man.
no. If I never experienced God and I'm asking for a definition, you can tell me, well, let me show you an experience. You can take me hand by hand, and we can have some metaphysical, whatever, spiritual, whatever. We could, I don't know what, and that is, and after that, whenever you say God, I know exactly what you mean because we both had an experience of God. That's fine, but I never had such an experience. And if I did, let me know which one. Tell me something
My
about
point.
that experience. So you have
No. That's my
yes.
point.
Mhm.
For you, the conversation ends there. That's why I said for you, the conversation ends there. For me, it doesn't, right? Because I have experience.
Well, tell me about that experience. Tell me about
That's
it.
a different discussion, but sure.
No, that's
Sure.
not a different. That is the discussion. That is the definition. Whatever you experience as God. See, when I told you about that experience of God, there was nothing I could say. I don't even know what such an experience would be like. What would it be like? Like what? I don't even. I'm trying to imagine something that humans.
No. This is
What? So what? What did you say?
yeah. That can never. The experience cannot be the definition. can. That's
That's
not
like red.
possible.
Why not? What's
if
wrong
I-
with
if I-
red? Red is an experience. What's
Well,
wrong with
no,
that? No, well, there's
Can
nothing
you
wrong with.
can you
There's
No, can
like
you-
sure you cannot explain to an AI what is sweet. There's no way you're going to explain to an AI because an AI, unless he has like the ability to taste buds. But for now, AIs
not-
only
Yeah,
know
go ahead.
words. Maybe they know pictures, but they don't taste yet, as far as I know. So you can't explain to an AI sweet. You can show him ice cream, and maybe he knows that, or they know ice cream is sweet and stuff like that. But
So you believe definitions don't require words, is what you're saying?
yeah, I mean, look, definitions are just for two people to agree in order to converse, to debate. They serve a purpose.
Yeah,
They're not
okay.
abstract creatures. They're not abstract Platonic
yeah,
objects.
sure.
So that's why I insisted the definitions have words are practical for just for conversation. There is no definition. There we can define to have a conversation. So if we both agree on what is sweet, and I don't know how to add words on sweet. I mean, we can both, if we disagree maybe on sweet, we might discuss, okay, is vanilla ice cream, is chocolate ice cream, is chocolate sweet? You know, we can discuss different types and finely tune our synchronization of the word sweet. But, you know, at the end of the day, you go to the cabinet, take out sugar, swallow a teaspoon of sugar. That's sweet. I don't know what else is, right? I cannot explain to an AI what else to do with words. So certain words are, yeah, it's experience. I don't have a problem
Yeah,
with that.
so then there would be no issue with defining God then. Because
Then
if
what
it's an
is
experience, I mean, you can always.
then fine. What
Oh.
is the go ahead define God?
Oh, it would be an experience.
Tell me about it.
No, I mean, the experience itself, like you said, is a definition. So I'm trying to. I don't need words, like you said. I don't need words to define it. So you just have to have the experience. Right? That's the definition.
Tell me about that experience. You should be able to tell me about that experience. You don't have an extra sense that I don't have. You don't, right? You can taste sugar just like I can, and you can smell roses like I can.
I do believe I do have an extra sense. Yeah.
Tell me about it. What is that sense?
If I have a spiritual sense that you.
So I claim. So that's when I claim you're lying. As far as I know, you're just lying. So you're in. So it's just a lie. So now we're in we crossed every boundary in the mathematical universe of a debate into that's it. You ended the discussion because to me it's clear that you're lying. It's as clear as anything can be.
Yeah. Well, the discussion now becomes you have to explain why I'm lying, because lying doesn't just mean I'm saying something false.
I'm
It means I'm
asking
saying
you.
something false that I'm.
You just told me. You just told me that you have an extra sense that I don't have. That's
yeah.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Obviously, that's obviously ridiculous to me.
Something being ridiculous doesn't mean the person is lying. So.
Okay, I mean, then what is lying? If that is not lying, then what is lying? If you claiming you have an
saying
extra,
something that is, I'll tell you what lying is. Lying is saying things that aren't true intentionally to deceive.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. Obviously, to me, that's obvious.
Okay, prove that I'm intentionally.
I don't need to prove.
All,
I don't need to prove.
Okay, so you can make claims without proving. That's great. God exists. I don't need to prove, nigga. I'm done. Debate is over.
Okay, I mean, but I pushed you with your back to the wall, and with your back to the wall, you came up with this invention that you have an extra sense above and beyond me. With
Bro,
no evidence.
Claim. Come on, you made a claim. You said that you don't have to prove it. So are you saying, can I make a claim and not prove it?
No, I mean, whatever. Look, if you Look, if I tell you I believe 1 + 1 is 3, I honestly believe 1 + 1 is 3. Do you really believe me, or do you think I'm lying?
Well, hold on. That's what I'm saying. It's different. You didn't say what I was saying was
Why?
false. You said I was lying. So there has to be an intention of deception
Of
there,
course,
right?
there's
So that's
intention
a
of
whole different thing. I would
deception.
just say
Of
you're
course,
wrong
you're
because of
protecting.
mathematics,
You're
right? But
protecting. Of course, there's intention of deception because you're protecting your cult. Look, I used to belong to cults.
is
I know
that
what
is
it
that
feels like. So I know. Of
how,
course, you're
how do
protecting.
you
Yeah. What?
define cult?
We went through this. You weren't here, maybe. We went through this.
I wasn't there. I
Who's
wasn't there.
atheist?
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
we went through this. It's not
Who's
important.
atheist?
We're all. I'm an
Okay.
atheist.
Well,
Ira is
I'm
religious.
not part of any group.
I
I'm not
can't tell
part of
who's
any
talking.
group.
Both of
So
you are speaking at
can
the
you
same
can you be part of a cult by yourself?
Yeah. You.
Okay, so you don't think a cult involves a group? It can just be a singular person.
single cult. That's funny.
Mm,
So you're like, well, what the fuck is that? So a cult can be just you sitting in your room by yourself. That's a cult. You're having, that's, and then the cult meeting would just be you like talking to yourself. Wow. That's funny.
mm,
But yeah, I mean, it's chill, man. It's chill.
it's a good question. I wouldn't know. I need to think about can you be alone, the last man in the universe? Can you still be a
No,
member
no.
of a
The
cult?
question you need to ask is what are the minimum members required to make a cult? You can Google it.
Wait, what?
Google it. The minimum number of people required for a cult. That's the
No,
question
so
you
I
need
was
to
I
ask.
was already wondering, can you be the last man in the universe and still belong to a cult? I'm contemplating. I'd have to think about it.
Even if you're the last man in the universe, you're fucked. Like, who cares if you join a cult or not? You're done. You're dead. Who cares if
Mm.
you're like the president at this point? You're by yourself.
Well, anyway, Ira, you're not just the fact that you're sitting in your room, right? You come to Discord and you engage with other members of your cult. So you cannot say that the fact that you're alone in your room is meaningless because there's other people on Discord and on the interwebs that belong to your cult. So you're not alone. Ira muted his mic. I don't even know if he's
No, but
hearing
if
it.
you're like on
Mhm.
Discord with multiple people, then it's not one people anymore. It's not one
Wait,
person
D-Man,
anymore.
are you? What
You're
is that flag?
attacking
What is that flag?
Palestinian. I
Are
don't think it's
you
fair to say that if you're by yourself in a room and then you get on Discord and it's not one person anymore. It's several hundred people, however many in the Discord server
exactly?
that
So
you're
it's a
with.
cult.
I don't
Then
think that's no, not exactly. That's not an accurate representation of saying, if a person is by themselves in a cult, meaning no other person has joined that ideology, regardless of them being Discord or in real life, or saying, if like it's the physical thing doesn't really matter. What matters is if others join you
well,
in what you
look,
believe.
you can be
So if
the
one person
create,
has an ideology and nobody has joined them, then that cannot be a cult, is what we're
but
saying.
that's a cult. That would be a cult leader, right? You
No,
can be,
you need followers to be a leader.
but in the
You cannot
beginning,
be a leader when there's no people to
it's
follow
like a
you.
YouTube channel. In the beginning, you stream to yourself,
No, no,
and
no.
then
Hold on. Slave.
yes. Hmm.
What you should be saying is that they have the qualities to be a leader. You cannot call them a leader until they have people following them,
Well,
right?
every
So you
YouTube.
have to make the distinction.
Let me answer. Let me answer. Every YouTube
Oh my
channel
God.
you can. One second. Every YouTube channel. Well, he left. So he spoke. When I asked him to respond, he just left. Well, there you go. So my answer is that every YouTube channel could be viewed as a cult. I mean, look at Destiny and his followers. I mean, that's basically a cult. I mean, they admit they're a cult. Sometimes it comes up It's like every channel, people are dedicated to the channel, and they follow the leader somewhat, not necessarily 100%. You don't have to be 100% cult follower to be part of a cult. So in the beginning, a YouTube channel, the guy starts, on the first day, there is no channel. It's empty. He speaks to
What
empty
cult?
space. What?
I said what cult?
Any cult. We're talking about general cults, not any specific cult.
Oh, they mostly follow the leader, and then
But what about a cult leader? So every YouTube channel could be viewed as a cult. Certainly the big YouTube channels, the people, they love.
There are some real cults where the leader is like really, how would I describe them? But they just really narcissistic. You know what I mean? The leader.
Well, I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge them. So what seems
I mean,
to us.
some are really narcissistic.
Sure, but that's like, I don't want to judge. I'm not here to judge anyone. I don't know. I mean, I don't follow. I don't think I follow. I mean, the ones that
There was this Korean cult leader. He went to jail for he took advantage of this church thing, and he convinced everybody that he was a god, and thousands of women fell for it.
Well, maybe he believed it. I don't know. I don't want to judge anyone. Not even the.
He was
Yeah.
He was misinterpreting the Bible.
I don't know. Look. I don't want to judge. I mean, I'm not here to judge. I mean, we could have a separate stream where we judge, but right now, I'm just saying that every YouTube channel could be viewed as a cult. And in the beginning, so every YouTube creator is a cult leader. And on the first day of the channel, the creator is alone. And they speak to themselves, and and slowly they evolve into a cult.
Sometimes they don't do a YouTube channel alone. They collaborate to make it, though.
Yeah, but usually that's not on the first day. On the first day, yeah, but whatever. I mean, so you could say that
Sometimes on the first day.
you could say that all the creators that collab they belong to a cult, because when they talk the same language, very similar. Everything about them is very similar, and that's why they collaborate. They collaborate because they are of a similar mindset, which has all the the hallmarks of a cult. That's what I'm saying. Look,
what's it called?
A cult could be anything.
All
I
right,
would say.
I'm back.
Yeah, man.
What are we even on about?
And now we're discussing.
He's on about cults in general.
Yes.
Like atheism.
Oh, you're still talking about this shit, Slave?
I'm following whatever people are asking. We're discussing. So.
Yo, you got any other tricks in your sleeve, or?
But look. This is what I gave you, Ira. Is very deep. Do you appreciate the depth?
I mean, it's some shit I used to think about when I was like maybe 15. I don't know, but
anyway,
it's funny.
I don't know if it's funny. I think it's very deep. Anyway, does anybody else have any questions about cults and atheism? Meow, are you an atheist? Mew.
I don't really know where I am.
Oh.
That means you're just be Christian.
Be whatever.
Christian.
No, be
Christians
whatever.
are more attractive.
No, be whatever you feel like. If you look anything like that picture, just be that. You don't need to be anything else.
No, don't be that.
Would you say atheism is a cult?
Yes, definitely. Atheism is a cult, but
wait, don't do the cult thing. Don't do the cult thing with them. Yeah, don't. There's no point. Don't.
Why?
Don't do that.
No, but everything is a cult.
Bro,
every YouTube channel.
Don't give him the conversation, please.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you're doing the same thing that theists do with religion, where they use the term so loosely, practically anything and everything up to and including the Boy Scouts is a fucking religion.
Yeah, but he has a rebuttal to that.
Hell yeah. It is a
I
nebulous term. So why
I
not?
go even further than the Boy Scouts. I claim that speaking the same language is a cult. Living a
What?
house,
Girl Scouts?
Well, yeah, that could
Girl
certainly
Scouts
qualify,
too?
but yeah,
living
there are
Being in the
certain
same gender is also a cult.
yes,
there
living.
are
How is
certain
speaking the same language a cult? Specify.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
that's just, as they said. I just define it very loosely because
Yeah.
what is a cult? When you look at actual cults that we all
Well,
agree on.
there are specific indicators, including things like the
Culture.
light model that we can go by.
Yeah, but
Bro, my
usually
fucking nose, bro.
usually they have their like inner language and they wear the same clothes and
Yeah,
there's
so how does
hallmarks.
atheism have its own language?
Yes.
Chromel, you can bite me.
Not just that. I would say scientists are a cult and mathematicians are a cult.
Holy shit. Oh,
Look,
yeah.
Cults.
look. It's just, when people denigrate religions, they're just denigrating themselves. They just don't see how everything about their
Yeah,
lives.
but Slave, isn't there more? Don't you got more than this?
I have a very long list of propositions. I can give you the link.
Okay,
Give me a
okay.
second.
No, you gotta hit us with something new, man.
Okay, look at the last propositions. They're the newest. Let me look at the newest, the very, very last ones. Number 93. A
Why do you
source
have a
is an
whole
appeal.
shit for this?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, every time I have a debate, I just come
No.
up. It's not like I don't
A
sit and
source is an
think.
appeal to authority.
Yeah. Miu, what do you think about this?
Logical fallacy.
What do you think about this proposition that I put in the side chat?
Which
A source. I'll put the word proposition in front of it. Proposition. There you go. For proposition. So sometimes when you debate people, they ask you for a source. So asking for a source is an appeal to authority.
I mean that's important because you need to know where it came from to start the whole debate.
But I claim it's a logical fallacy.
Oh, you're wrong. Sorry.
What do you mean?
An appeal
be
to
a source that
authority
he's wrong.
is not a logical fallacy. That's very legitimate as long as it's a legitimate authority. An appeal to authority fallacy is when you appeal to an authority that's not really an authority. Like they are
No.
speaking outside their wheelhouse.
But how do you? Okay, fine.
That-
Let me ask you. Fine. Okay. How do you know if someone is an authority or is not?
Okay, so when you go to bake a cake, do you consult your dentist?
What?
Like you
What you on the
No,
can,
you don't.
I can consult anyone
Okay, exactly.
I want.
You go to a cookbook, right, or somebody who knows.
I thought you said
something about
assault your
cooking.
dentist. You said consult.
Yeah,
I'm
do
so confused.
you consult the dentist to bake a cake?
No,
When your
Yeah,
car
but that's
needs repairing,
different.
do you take it to
Yeah.
a doctor? No,
But
you
that's
take it to a
not-
mechanic.
But
Okay,
that's not.
these are authorities. These are recognized authorities.
That's not what this states. That's not what this fallacy is talking about, right? People get so confused about this, but it's fairly simple. Is that if you're evaluating a proposition, is it true by virtue an authority says it's true? Right? Well, no,
Exactly.
that's not the case, right?
Yeah.
Even a dentist that talks about your teeth, right? They could say something wrong about your teeth, right? It's not
Exactly.
true just because they're a dentist and they're saying so,
Exactly.
right? They have a whole reasoning for why they're doing it, right? And that
Exactly.
reasoning is what would facilitate the truth of that claim.
Precisely. Very good, Ira. Genius. I could not have stated
Okay,
it better.
so let me ask you: if you're not an expert and I'm not an expert, what do we do? Do we defer to the experts or do we not?
Ira, I hand it to you to answer.
Wait, say that again? I didn't even know.
I'll
eating, by
repeat the
way. What was that?
question. So let's say me and you are not experts. So do we defer to the experts or do we poop our pants? What do we do?
Oh, you could defer to the experts because you believe that they're more likely to be true. But once again, that wouldn't be based on just it doesn't tell us that the proposition is true or false. It's just based on what you like, what's likely to occur. So that's it.
Yeah, me more. Look, I'm not an expert on a number of things, so yes, I'll be the first to admit I'm the first one that's most likely to simply defer to the experts in any given on any given subject.
Yeah, I mean, there's not
I
even
think that's just
necessarily an issue with
basic
that.
common humility and
But
decency
you
and
can't say
honesty.
the person is wrong. You can't say the person is wrong because the authority says so. You can say the person could be more likely to be wrong. That could be correct. They wouldn't just
I
be
think
wrong
if the
just because of that.
evidence, like, yeah, I think if somebody holds a position in spite of evidence to the contrary, I think I'm perfectly justified in saying they're wrong.
No. That's what I'm saying. So that is a logical fallacy.
How so? Good.
Because the justification is not the authority. The justification has to be something else. Like so, like even if you ask a dentist, like, oh, should I get braces?
Yeah, that they're
Right?
qualified in their
The
field to speak on to the
yeah. Well,
evidence,
this is well, yeah.
the
But this is the thing,
interpretation
right?
of the
So
evidence.
yeah, exactly. So the evidence is what could facilitate what's true or
Right.
not
So
true, right?
who's more
Now,
qualified to speak on the how the evidence should be interpreted? A layman or an expert?
well, hold on. That's the whole point, right? That's why likelihood comes into factor. You could say, yeah, okay, well, the expert is more likely to be correct, but they're not guaranteed to be correct, right? So the statement is not guaranteed to be false because an expert says so. It just you could say they're more likely to be false.
Okay, if you have like expert evidence or expert whatever, you have a host of like what you would consider legitimate, credible evidence, like to the contrary of any given proposition, right? And someone holds a position and just in spite of all the evidence to the contrary, would you say that's reasonably justified?
I don't even know what you said. My bad. Can you repeat it?
Like if you have like a literal mountain of evidence to the contrary of a proposition and someone still holds a position of a proposition, say being true in spite of an overwhelming body of evidence to the contrary,
How do you define
would you say
evidence?
that person's justified in holding that position?
We're not talking about evidence. We're talking about a source. A source is not evidence. Evidence is something else. Evidence is the result. That's my next proposition in the list. This is
So yeah. So and by the way, Jesus, you're asking a different question, right? So what you're saying is that yeah, if would evidence qualify a statement as being true or false? It can, depending on obviously what that statement is. But it's not the authority that's doing that. It's once again, it's the evidence.
Yeah, Proposition 94 is right. So if you want to talk about evidence, evidence is something that we both can affirm independently of anything else. So if I can conduct an experiment, then that's evidence. If I cannot conduct an experiment, then I have to refer to a source, and then we can either trust it or
Yeah,
not.
that's why I think to me, empiricism is the most reliable, robust method
There is no
that
other.
we have.
There's no most because there is no other. The empiricism is the only way of acquiring knowledge. Everything else is a lie.
Really?
Yep.
You don't think we can acquire knowledge through pure reason?
No, there's no pure anything. No, there's no pure reason.
Well, if
What
you're
you
talking
call-
about like induction versus deduction versus abduction,
I don't know.
No, that wouldn't even. No, that wouldn't be pure reason because
Induction is
in
not
fact,
reason.
that has even to do.
Induction by definition is not reason. The only reason is deduction. So deduction is just experience. Induction is also experience a little bit, but deduction is just experience. You
Yeah,
just
so if
notice.
something can be falsified, so if we can falsify something, should it continue to be held as true if it can be falsified?
If it must be
Probably not.
falsifiable, a statement must be falsifiable in order for it to be meaningful. If a statement is not falsifiable, it has no meaning. So telling me,
Okay.
right? So, and if it has been falsified, that doesn't make it
I don't
not
really get it.
true. It just makes it falsified. The fact that something has been falsified doesn't mean that it was completely falsified. Like if it was falsified once, so maybe it was, just a coincidence. Maybe the equipment didn't work, so it was falsified. Okay, we falsified. Yeah, but you didn't completely You can never completely falsify a theory. You can only, reduce its validity and so on. Anyway, when people appeal to us, when people tell me, give me a source, like I was debating people about quantum mechanics, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, give me a source. Like, I want to hear that, oh no, global warming. So I proved to them that global warming is good, or that burning fossil fuels is actually good for the environment. I proved to them black on white, no question about it. But the girl said, no, I need to hear it from a reliable source. But I just proved it to you, and you cannot disprove it. Why do you need, what would a source do? She said, no, I don't trust myself. I can only trust someone that I trust, which is a source. That's where this proposition 93 came from a discussion about global warming. Maybe I should add that as an example. I proved to her that fossil fuel is just ancient trees. That's all it is. So we're just burning a tree. So we're just returning the tree to the biosphere after it was sequestered from the biosphere. So we're helping the
Well, I understand
biosphere.
where she's coming from, because a lot of times it's what you don't know that gets used against you, and a lot of facts are left out by omission. There is such a thing as lying by omission.
Sure, but sometimes the sources are lying. You got it right with global warming. As far as I'm concerned, right? I can't even say it because we're streaming on YouTube. YouTube is gonna remove this video because I said these words. I better say no. We're not talking about that. We're talking about something else. We're talking
You have
about
a YouTube channel?
Yeah, we're streaming on YouTube Live right now. Here, I'll give you the link.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's I say it everywhere I can, but I'm limited in how much I can repeat it. My name is my description is streaming. If you look at it, as soon as you click my name, streaming live, warning, I am streaming live on YouTube and my channel. So I let everyone know, and you'll see the link to this video. It shows up right up. If you scroll up, oh my God, somebody pasted so much nonsense. That's why you don't see the stream. Anyway, if you want, I can in 24 hours after the stream ends, I can blur out your names if you want me to.
No, that's fine. I could care less about the YouTube thing.
Yeah, it's a good YouTube channel. It's not a bad YouTube channel.
Why do I sound as if I'm talking like this? Why do I sound like this? Like it's so weird to hear your own voice. It sounds so strange. It literally sounds when I hear myself as if I'm talking like this.
You
It's
have a
like, what
good
the fuck?
voice. You have an amazing voice.
Anyway,
You're
back
like you should be a radio personality. You have such a good voice. Like I was going to ask
back
if
to the point.
I was going to ask if you're black. Your voice is so.
I am black, yeah.
Oh yeah. So what are you talking about? Blacks have the most beautiful voice. Are you kidding? Blacks have the most manly voice in of all humans, of all men.
Most people think I sound white. So that's
No
why.
way, man. No way. You are at least, I would say, 70% black. At least.
That's funny. Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm definitely black. Yeah, I mean it's funny because like I get half and half actually. It's like the same people like, oh, you're definitely white, and then the same people is like, oh, you're definitely black. Except Nazis are never wrong. They can tell I'm black instantly. I can say one word and
Listen,
they
I
can tell
was
I'm black.
once I was
So
talking to an Asian guy, and as I'm debating him, suddenly I said, "You're Asian," and he said, "How did you know?" But
yeah,
Asians have their voice. There's an
that's
Asian
true. Yeah.
voice.
So do
They
we
all,
want to get back to the topic?
yeah, sure. But I think we're beating these horses to their death. The poor
Well, no,
horses.
I can give you practical examples of exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Hmm.
Like when I was growing up as a fundamentalist, I was constantly hit with what I later discovered was this thing called Hoyle's fallacy. It was the old junkyard tornado thing. I don't
Yeah,
know if you're familiar with this.
sure.
It's the argument that evolution is like a tornado going through a junkyard and assembling a 747.
Sure.
And on its face, it sounds fine. It sounds legitimate, right? It sounds like a valid argument. And little did I know, and it wasn't until much later in life that I came to discover that this was actually a fallacy, and
Which
there was actually a name for it, Hoyle's
in which
fallacy, because it was proposed by a guy named Fred Hoyle, who actually wasn't even a creationist; he was a panspermist, right? So even he didn't hold to creation, but the creationists latched hold of it because it sounded like a convincing argument against things
I'm
like
looking.
evolution and this, that, and
I'm
the other.
looking. I'm looking it up right now. I can't find Hoyle fallacy or Hoyle's fallacy.
Oh, well, here, let me give it.
Is
Here,
this
let me give you.
Sir Francis Hoyle?
Yeah, Hoyle's.
So he's the one
fallacy.
who proved general relativity. I think, isn't he?
No,
Not
not
the-
at all. Here's the link. I'll post it in the side chat. It's actually titled Junkyard Tornado, but
You
it's
didn't
also
paste
known as
it.
Hoyle's
Oh,
fallacy.
okay. Let me.
Yeah, Junkyard Tornado, sometimes known as Hoyle's fallacy, and the fallacy part of it rests on Hoyle's misunderstanding he called natural selection random, except natural selection isn't random, hence the fallacy.
His name
So
doesn't
again,
show
it's
up.
what you don't know that can be used
How do you
against you.
spell? Oh, I see. Hoyle with a Y. Okay.
Yeah, it's in the side chat.
Yeah. Fred Hoyle.
So again, here's another prime example of what you don't know that can be used against you, right? Where fallacies seem legitimate on their face, prima facie, but when you actually understand everything associated with it, you can identify the fallacy, right? So, and it's for this very reason why people want citations. They want to hear people that have more information about the subject matter, etc. Because all too often, sites like AIG and creation.com and this, that, and the other are notorious for quote mining, if you're familiar with that tactic, taking
Yeah.
things out of context, misrepresenting them, etc., straw manning the arguments. Nietzsche, I think it was, said the most perfidious way of harming a cause is defending it with deliberately faulty arguments.
Sure. So, but wait, what were you saying about Hoyle? I didn't get this comment you made about Hoyle's dilemma or whatever, or Hoyle's fallacy. Which way are
Hoyle's
you going with it?
fallacy. Hoyle proposed that evolution didn't make sense as a random in terms of randomness, pure randomness. He didn't understand that natural selection isn't a random process.
I don't understand. Of course,
It was
it's
his
random.
scientific illiteracy that gave rise to this fallacy.
What do you mean?
Which is usually the case.
But Darwinistic evolution depends on random processes. Of course, it does. What do you mean? It's not a random. I mean,
No, natural
it's
selection
driven.
No. It depends on random mutations, right? It doesn't depend on
course.
random mating.
It depends on a lot of
The mating
randomness.
isn't random. The mutations are random.
Well,
But the
there is
environmental
Mating is selective,
right?
actually.
there is
Yeah, but
randomness.
the process of selection depends on environmental factors, environmental pressures.
Yes,
Those are not random.
Yeah.
right. These in
Yeah.
the environment basically is one of the drivers of evolution. Okay, so what did he misunderstand? I don't understand. What is his?
Oh, he's talking about because of random mating, I believe, is what Jesus was talking about.
No, it's
He
just the
believed
way
that
that the creation is presented, that evolution is just a random process, and that's fallacious. That's
You
not
can
true.
have random mating and still have Darwinistic evolution.
Well, no,
Or-
yeah, because of different factors. Yeah, there'll be
Yeah, I
different
mean-
factors, even if the mating's random. For
I don't
example,
know.
There'll still be. Go ahead.
So I don't know. So I read a little bit of Darwin, and I think he missed this major point. I think like when we say Darwinistic
Well, yeah,
evolution,
a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that Darwin proposed has since been overturned, right?
I don't-
Or at least, at the very least, expanded upon, right? We
I don't
understand
know.
the mechanisms better.
I don't know. So the way I see it, the true driver of evolution is actually from Malthus. So Malthus came up with the idea that people have too many children, and people overproduce. Not just people, but every animal, every tree, everyone overproduces. You can just see men produce billions of sperms per day. It's like everything that men do is produce sperm. But this is true for every animal. And then when they have the litter, they have so many children, so many kittens and puppies. Obviously, they're not all going to survive. So every
Yeah, that's why
animal.
overpopulation is a thing, right?
But the overpopulation creates a demographic pressure, and that is what actually drives evolution. Without the demographic pressure that some are going to die because they're misfits, that's all you need. You just need, you don't need the females to filter out or the males to kill each. You don't need to do anything. Just
Well, some of that sounds a little bit like social Darwinism.
But you don't need it. All you need is for the parents to have just a little bit too many children, so the population grows just a little bit above the means of the environment, so that there is just a little bit of pressure. That's it. That's all you need. Now, this pressure will kill the misfits more likely than the fittest, and that's how you get evolution. That's all you need. Because with amoebas don't filter. I mean, but later on, the females will start filter for strength.
Right, but we see
for
this
health.
phenomenon. Yeah, but we see this phenomenon like in deer populations, right? That's why we will go out and actively like thin herds of deer when they start overpopulating, overrunning, tearing up crops and this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah, whatever.
So
Look,
yeah,
but
it's not limited to any particular species. I agree.
let me see. I have a message from Blonde Thunder. Oh, he always makes fun of me. Anyway, let me see. How long have we been? We've been streaming for an hour and 37 minutes. Do you guys have any closing remarks? Ira, do you think I'm wise, or do you think I'm a dummy dum dum? Which is it? If you had to choose between these two, Ira is again.
I think I personally think that I'm smart.
That's good. But do you think you're the smartest man in the history of the universe?
No.
I do.
What the fuck? No, you don't.
Why not? Why can't someone think like that? Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with it. I just don't think you
I'm
have
not
the
saying
proper.
No, I'm not saying I have the highest IQ. I think I'm a dummy dum dum in terms of IQ, but I think for some reason I have the most awesome revelations in just about every field that I touch. You can go through my list of propositions. I'm like when I Like when I think back of, I mean, some of them have been already proven. It's unbelievable. Like some of the stuff about black holes, since I wrote these propositions, they have become the consensus. It's like they were overturned. Everyone agrees today that there is no singularity at the center of black holes. It was overturned a couple of months ago. And I proposed it over a year ago. Anyway, never mind. Okay, I'm going to go now. Blonde Thunder, are you here?
Yes, I am. I'm going to be leaving to the gym shortly too. But what do you think of my pictures?
I think they're good, but it's not exactly how I am because I'm an atheist and I like being submitted and punished by religious. My fantasies in my fantasies, my doms are always ultra religious. I love being dominated by ultra religious women when I am the atheist. So that's what I love.
Okay.
So you got to reverse. You got to reverse it. I mean, you know.
But these are pagans doing it. This is a pagan.
Pagans are good. Like in my fantasies, it's always women in hijabs or nuns. I'm always punished by ultra religious women. That's what I love.
Okay. Which is your favorite out of these so far? What
They're
about
all very good. They're all very, very, very nice. Her hips are not wide enough though. I need. I like very wide women. She's okay.
you see the guy like the one I have, like the guy with his tongue out? Is he panting like a dog?
That's not impressive. His hair, I mean, he needs to be bleeding. He needs to have his,
Got mud on his face.
a lot of blood. He needs to be completely ripped apart. I mean, she hasn't begun doing her job. Not even begun. She's not even
Well, okay, you know the
hinting.
story behind it. He
What?
put a crucifix in her sacred grove.
He put a crucifix in her sacred grove. What's a grove?
Yeah, this like area grove, this forested area to her goddess, and he put that crucifix there, and she's going to punish him for that.
He needs to be punished just for existing. There's no reason for punishment. Just by merely
isn't-
existing, he needs to be punished. He needs to be punished because
Well,
he's a man.
You don't think? What about the idea that he put a
It doesn't matter.
crucifix in her grove?
No, that ruins everything. He needs to be a good
Does-
boy and be punished for not being good enough.
Okay.
So he needs to be
I'll see if I can make
abused.
more.
He needs to be abused, period. There's no reason. He needs to be abused because she enjoys abusing him. That's the only reason that she needs.
Okay.
So that's it. All right, everyone. And with those very deep remarks, we're gonna say goodbye. Enjoy the gym, Mr. Blonde Thunder. We need to debate. We haven't debated really anything until now. We need to find something that we can really go after each other. Are you like pro Putin or something?
I don't know. We'll think about that. I do have to go, but yeah, it's been good talking to you. You have a good one.
All right, man. Talk to you. Bye. All right, everyone. That was that. Very interesting conversation with everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Yeah, that's it. That's the 4. All right. And you can join the stream. Everyone watching, I mean, don't be afraid. You can join the stream through the link. There's always a link. Here's the link. Just join the link, or you can ask me. I can even have you join here through StreamYard. Anyway, also, if you can get me on anyone's show, if there's any YouTube creator that wants to collab or wants to host me or wants me to host them, I'm really trying to grow the channel because I want to be an influential influencer. Anyway, so that's it. I'm waiting for the big break to blow up. But I'm enjoying the trip. I'm enjoying the path either way. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.